Hello, welcome to Karu Retro Game. Hello, Papa is doing a video clip. So today we are doing the famous comparison between this V90 and the miyoo Mini. Now that's version 2. This two is got to be a few episodes for me to do because it is big story, big news, and so many comparison, right? But if you picked up one of these, you can't go wrong. So I'm not gonna say which one is better than the other. They're both good. Or well, in conclusion, I'm probably gonna end up liking the miyoo better because it's got a 640 by 480 screen, so higher resolution, sharper picture, slightly smaller at 2.8 inches. This one have 3 inches, but it's only 300. Now, what I want to talk about is the operating system. That's said NX Hope, and you can upgrade it as well. I just been fiddle with it a little bit, so I got a different theme, and you know what I wanted to talk about on my channel is standard firmware. Okay, there are plenty of other people who's doing new firmware, which is good to explore, but for basic use, and if you want to give this to a kid, you probably don't want to spend time doing a lot of fiddle around. You just want to know how the standard one work out of the box, and that's suspension just happened on me, so you just press that to come back. All right, now let's turn this one on. There we go. So that's the standard on the miyoo Mini. Why is it taking too long to load? What's going on there? First thing I would do is to back up the SD card. When you first buy this, you back up the SD card, okay? For the one that is just a straight FAT32, just copy it over and make a backup. This one originally came with 16 gig, and I upgraded to a 32. Ooh. Ooh. I upgraded to a 32 gig. And I killed it. I pulled the card out right in the middle of on. Oh shit, did I just kill it? Advice, please don't do that. Okay, that's lucky. I probably didn't have anything running. Alright, so that was booting up very fast, much faster than that, because even though this has got a better CPU, but the firmware or the OS is probably a little bit more complicated. Anyway, come back to the card. So this is the card that came on the 16 gig card that came with that V90, and 64 gig card that was from the miyoo Mini. miyoo Mini also come with a little micro SD card adapter, so you can easily use any laptop with just a normal USB. So this one now have a 128. Now if it have 2 partition and you don't know anything about partitioning the card, so you want to use a image program, you know, like etching. So that's what you need, right? So you can put two cards together on your Mac and then run etching from one card to another card. You can go from a small card to the big card, but you can't go from the big card to the small card. Now let's just turn this off temporarily because I want to show you the card that I've got in here. How do we turn this off? Here we go. App, setting, power off. Excuse me, there you go. So this is now a Samsung card inside here. So this now got 128. Now when I ghosted or when I did a etching or duplicating the card or clone the card, it's actually cloned the whole structure. So now this one only got 128. It's only got 64 gig formatted. So maybe I need to do something else to make it work, like resize the partition. I'll put that on a different video, but at this stage at least I have a backup. Make sense? So that's the original 64. Now it's got 128, but you know, I can resize it later. First you want to make sure you have your stock firmware, just in case anything happened, like you know, you accidentally shut down and it dropped, or some game crash, you can't get out, and you know, because if you lose the firmware, you can probably download it, but sometimes it doesn't match your hardware. Okay, so that's a little IT trick that I used to do. So what else is different between these two? Okay, first the screen. Now this version 2 got an excellent screen, slightly smaller, but it's better resolution, and the new one is go to the edge, so it look very pleasant. You know, all round build quality, this is much better than the powkiddy v90, but you know, there are $15 different between the two. Okay, the cheapest, if you buy more than one, you can get this one for just under $60, so $59.95 or $59.50. This one you can get it just under $45, say $45, right? So that make it just $15. I'm talking Australian dollars. Okay, so it is pretty much the same price to me. You know, it's 10% more, 20% more, 30% more, roughly 30% more, right? But for 30% more, you're getting a lighter machine. I think this is lighter at 100 gram. Now the battery on this one, some people said it is not good on version 2, but I'll tell you why this is better. Okay, originally this came with the battery that you can easily swap. Okay, like the v90, right? It's just got the standard Nokia battery. So it just, you can just buy another one of these for $5-10 and you got a spare one. Okay, now this one is only 1500 milliamp, which I doubt it. You know, it's probably only 1000. That label's probably wrong. So if it's 15, it's good, but you know, you can get that one for around $10. Now this one, the version 1 came with 1900 milliamp, so which is similar type, but I can't show you what it look like because I don't have version 1. Now this version 2, it's had a sort of like proprietary one. They still put a sticker on it because the reason why they had to go with this one is because they can't get the supplier of the other battery, and they got heaps of these just hanging around, and people is waiting for their machine. In the next few months, the miyoo is going to be the best ever handheld because the price is going to come down. This started from 75 and it's down to nearly under $60. This one, because of so many reviews, its price gone up. So one of these days you're gonna see these two price the same, but you know, it is better to have higher resolution screen. The proportion is going to come out better. Anyway, back to the battery. Because this connector, right, that's not proprietary. You can get a bigger battery to fit this. Okay, it won't fit into the machine, but you can modify this to have bigger battery any size you want. Okay, a little bit of fiddling around, but you know, then you probably cannot close the case if you put a bigger battery in, like a fatter. But you know, you've seen it's just like you buy the iPhone and you have your spare battery hanging outside because you can't add new battery to your iPhone. Okay, so with all the people that doing the mod to the miyoo, that is one of the nut that you can do. You know, having a 4,000 milliamp battery or something, or even 10,000 milliamp, you know, make it bigger so it's easier to hold as well. But I won't do that. I just love how it looks as is. Okay, the grip is so good on this. So I think that's enough for this video, for the basic comparison of the miyoo mini and the powkiddy v90. Next episode we're gonna deep down into the stock firmware and see which is better. I think the stock firmware of this one is better because you get to see some of the games windows. For example, what did I do there? For example, if I go to arcade, see, you get your quick JPEG of what game you're playing, because this most of the time they have abbreviations AOF. You know, people might go, what the fuck is that? It's actually Art of Fighting, you know. But we'll deep down into more detail on the next video. I'll quickly show you this one. This one, when you go to game, you can't see any picture. This is the stock one. You can probably just fiddle a bit. So yeah, you have to guess. Oh, actually it came up. Oh, so the one that doesn't come up probably didn't have any photo attached to it. I get it. So maybe this is a better firmware. Anyway, all right, we'll deep dive into that on the next video. What am I doing here? I can't press correctly, getting confused. All right, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and there will be more feature comparison between these two top of the bunch for budget handheld of 2022. I know they are older, but now they're both available. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.